The phone line crackled like a storm about to break, the dispatcher's voice steady but edged with the night's fatigue. 911. What's your emergency? A whisper clawed through the static, barely audible, laced with terror that turned the dispatcher's blood to ice. Help. Dad's drunk again. He's got the bat. Please, 142, Oak Street. And in that split second, Detective Harlan Brooks knew the voice belonged to his son, Alex, the boy he'd raised alone for 17 years, now screaming silently from the house Harlan called home. Harlan's heart slammed against his ribs as he ripped the headset from the console, already bolting for his cruiser, the weight of unspoken truths crashing down like the front door he imagined splintering behind those words. Harlan's tires screeched against the precinct lot's gravel as he peeled out, the siren whooping into the humid Georgia night. Savannah's streets blurred past, live oaks dripping with Spanish moss like funeral veils, the distant hum of the Savannah River mocking his racing pulse. He was only 5 minutes from Oak Street on a good day, but tonight every red light felt like a betrayal, every shadow a threat. Harlan gripped the wheel until his knuckles blanched, replaying the whisper in his mind. Alex's voice, so small, so unlike the cocky kid who'd slammed doors over curfews and bad grades. Harlan had answered that call himself, off shift, volunteering for the graveyard because sleep was a luxury he couldn't afford anymore. Not since Ellen left 5 years back, taking her laughter and leaving him with a teenage son who looked at him like a stranger. He'd always prided himself on being the rock, the cop who kept the peace in a city where the humid air carried ghosts of old sins, civil rights marches turned riots, Confederate statues toppling under protest signs. Harlan Brooks, badge number 478, divorced dad, straight arrow detective with a commendation for busting a meth ring last spring. But straight arrow? That was the lie he told the Mirror every morning, the one that kept the precinct's locker room jokes at bay. No one knew about the letters tucked in his sock drawer, faded ink from a college fling named Tommy that ended in a hasty goodbye when badges called. Harlan shoved the memory down, focusing on the road. Alex needed him now, not ghosts. The cruiser fishtailed onto Oak Street, the modest ranch house looming under the sodium glow of a single street lamp. Lights blazed in the living room window, silhouettes twisting like bad dreams. Harlan killed the engine a block away. Protocol be damned, this was personal, and sprinted the distance, his service pistol heavy at his hip. The front door hung ajar, a sliver of yellow light spilling accusation onto the porch. Alex, he bellowed, voice cracking like thunder, bursting through without waiting for an answer. Inside, chaos greeted him. The coffee table overturned, shards of a shattered lamp crunching under his boots. And there, Alex, backed into the corner by the hallway, arms raised like a shield, his dark hair matted with sweat, eyes wide with a fear Harlan had never seen, not even during Ellen's final screaming match. And looming over him, red-faced and swaying, was no one. The room was empty save for the bat, his old aluminum softball bat from the glove compartment, propped against the wall like a sentinel. Alex's gaze flicked to Harlan, relief warring with something sharper, something like betrayal. "Dad?" he gasped, sliding down the wall, knees buckling. You came." Harlan crossed the room in 2 strides, dropping to his knees, pulling Alex into a crushing hug that smelled of fierce sweat and teenage cologne. "Of course I came, kid. What the hell happened?" "Who?" But Alex was shaking too hard to speak, his breaths coming in hitches, and Harlan's cop instincts fired. No intruder, no blood, but the bat told a story of panic. He rocked his son gently, mind racing. Had Alex done this himself? Fought shadows. The whisper on the line echoed. "He's got the bat." Harlan's stomach twisted. Was it him? Had Alex been afraid of him? Minutes bled into an uneasy quiet as Harlan guided Alex to the sagging couch, fetching water from the kitchen tap with hands that wouldn't stop trembling. The house felt alien now, its beige walls closing in, photos on the mantle. Alex at 8, gap-toothed grin on a fishing trip. The two of them at prom last year, Harlan pinning a cheap boutonniere to his son's rented tux, mocking the fracture. "Talk to me, son," Harlan murmured, pressing the glass into Alex's palm. "From the beginning. That call. Jesus. Alex, you scared 10 years off me." Alex stared at the water, ripples from his unsteady grip lapping the rim. He was lanky, All elbows and angles at 17, with Harlan's green eyes but Ellen's soft jawline, the kind that made bullies sniff weakness. Tonight, those eyes held storms. "It was you," he said finally, voice raw. "The dispatcher. I didn't know it was you." A bitter laugh escaped, more sob than mirth. "I thought. I don't know. Cops are supposed to help, right? But you've been the one I'm hiding from." Harlan recoiled as if slapped, the words landing like buckshot. "Hiding? From me? Alex, I'm your father. Whatever this is, burglary, fight, whatever, I got your back. Always." But doubt crept in, cold and insistent. The bat. The whisper. "Dad's drunk again." He wasn't drunk tonight. Hadn't touched a drop since the divorce papers. But Ellen's ghost lingered in the empty beer cans Alex sometimes kicked under the porch swing. Or was it something else? Harlan's mind snagged on fragments. Alex's sudden silences after school, the locked bedroom door, the app on his phone he'd glimpsed once, a rainbow flag emoji buried in texts. Alex set the glass down, knuckles white. "It's not a burglar, Dad. It's me. All of it." He swallowed hard, gaze dropping to the carpet's worn pattern. "I'm gay. Have been for years. And tonight, I couldn't hold it in anymore. I told Jamie, my best friend, you remember? And he freaked. Said his folks would kill him if they knew he hung with someone like me. Then I came home, and you were late again, and the walls just closed in. I imagined you finding out, grabbing that bat like you did when I wrecked the truck last summer. So I called, whispering, like a coward, because saying it out loud, to you, terrifies me more than anything." The room spun for Harlan, the confession hanging heavy as Savannah humidity. Gay. His son. The word echoed off the walls, stirring dust motes into frantic dance. Not shock. No, he'd suspected, in the quiet moments when Alex's smiles lingered too long on the lifeguard at Tybee Beach. But hearing it cracked something fundamental. Pride warred with a deeper ache. The fear that his own buried truths had poisoned this home. "Alex," he said, voice thick, reaching for his son's hand and holding fast when Alex flinched. "Listen to me. You're not a coward. You're brave as hell for that call. And gay? That's you. Part of you. Doesn't change a damn thing about how I see you." But Alex pulled away, eyes flashing. "Doesn't it? You preach tolerance at those community barbecues, Dad. Savannah's changing, folks, but I've seen the looks. The way you tense up at pride flags downtown. And what about you? Coming home reeking of regret after those overtime shifts. You're hiding too, aren't you? From everyone. From me." Harlan's breath caught, the sock drawer flashing like a guilty verdict. How much did Alex know? The boy had always been sharp, piecing puzzles Harlan left scattered. "This isn't about me," he deflected, standing abruptly, pacing to the window where fireflies blinked mockery in the yard. "It's about keeping you safe. Tomorrow, we'll talk, really talk. No bats, no whispers. But tonight, rest. I'll take the couch." Alex nodded numbly, retreating to his room with a ghost of a thanks, leaving Harlan adrift in the wreckage. He righted the table, swept glass into a dustpan that whispered judgments, and sank onto the couch as dawn crept gray fingers under the blinds. Sleep evaded him, replaced by a montage. Alex's first steps in this very living room, chubby hands clutching a toy badge. The night Ellen walked out, suitcase thumping downstairs while Alex sobbed into Harlan's shirt. And deeper, unbidden, Tommy's laugh in a dorm room lit by string lights, the press of lips that tasted like freedom and farewell. Harlan had buried that love under duty, under the badge that demanded perfection. But perfection cracked tonight, and in the fissures, truth seeped. By morning, the house hummed with fragile normalcy, coffee brewing, Alex shuffling in for cereal, avoiding Harlan's eyes over the breakfast bar. "School today?" Harlan ventured, pouring milk with deliberate calm. Alex shrugged, spoon-clinking bowl. "Yeah, got that history test. Civil War stuff." A pause, heavy as the humid air. "Irony, huh? Fighting for rights we still can't claim." Harlan leaned against the counter, badge glinting on his uniform shirt. "We'll claim M, kid. Together." But the words felt hollow, a dispatcher's platitude. As Alex grabbed his backpack and slipped out, Harlan's phone buzzed. A text from precinct captain. Body found at River Street docks. "Gay kid, beaten bad. Get down here." The words blurred, Harlan's gut churning. Savannah's underbelly stirred, Whispers of hate crimes spiking since the last election, rainbow flags slashed in Forsyth Park. Was this the world Alex faced? Harlan holstered his phone, resolve hardening. He'd protect his son, secrets be damned. But as he locked the door, a chill settled. The bat still leaned in the hall, silent witness to fractures yet to heal. The precinct buzzed with midday chaos, phones ringing off hooks, deputies shuffling reports on everything from petty thefts to domestic calls that hit too close. Harlan clocked in late, the captain's briefing room thick with coffee steam and tension. Victim's name, Jordan Hale, 19, out to his folks but not the world, Captain Ruiz said, pinning crime scene photos to the board, bruises blooming like storm clouds on pale skin, eyes staring vacant at the autopsy lights. Beaten with what looks like a pipe. No wallet, no phone. Witnesses saw him arguing with a group near the drag show last night. Touristy spot, but it turned ugly fast. Harlan's jaw tightened, the images searing. Jordan could have been Alex in a few years, bright-eyed, defiant, navigating a city where acceptance was as fickle as the tides. Any leads? He asked, voice steady despite the quake inside. Ruiz shook his head. Hate crime units on it, but you know how it goes. Jokes in the break room, fairy tales, they call 'em. We need eyes on the street, Harlan. Your beat's River Street, dig. Dig he did, the afternoon melting into a haze of interviews. Drag queens and sequined remnants nursing hangovers. Bartenders wiping counters with stories of slurs hurled like bottles. Kid was sweet, one said, a towering figure named Ruby with lashes like palm fronds. Danced like he owned the floor, then stepped out alone. Heard shouts, go back to your parade. Then nothing. Harlan nodded, jotting notes. But his mind wandered to Alex's locker, the one time he'd glimpsed a scribbled note. Meet after school? Jamie? Or someone else? Paranoia prickled. Savannah was small, its secrets smaller. Back on patrol, Harlan cruised the squares. Johnson Square's fountain gurgling innocence, the cathedral bells tolling 4 o'clock like a warning. His radio crackled, minor fender bender, but he waved it off, detouring to Alex's high school. Johnson High loomed brick and unyielding, cheerleaders practicing flips on the lawn as the final bell rang. Harlan parked curbside, scanning the exodus. Kids in clusters, laughter cutting the air like shrapnel. There, Alex, backpack slung low, head down, weaving through the throng with a boy Harlan didn't recognize. Tall, blonde, Letterman jacket, varsity baseball, the kind of All-American that screamed privilege. They ducked behind the bleachers, out of sight, but Harlan's cop eyes caught the lean in, the brush of hands that lingered. Jealousy? No, fear. He killed the engine, stepping out quiet as shadow. Voices filtered through the chain link. That can't keep doing this, Alex. My dad found that magazine in my room, the one with the guys. He burned it, said I'd end up like those pervs on the news. The blonde's voice cracked, edged with panic. Alex's reply, soft but fierce. Then fight it, Connor. Or are you just using me to rebel? Last week you said. A rustle, Connor pulling away, footsteps crunching gravel. Harlan melted back, heart pounding. Connor Hayes, son of the mayor's aide, the family that hosted those precinct barbecues where Harlan choked down ribs and small talk. If word got out. He waited until Alex emerged alone, face flushed, before starting the cruiser. No confrontation, not yet. But as he tailed at a distance, watching Alex cut through Chippewa Square where Forrest Gump had waited for a bus, Harlan vowed he'd unearth every threat, starting with his own buried past. Evening fell sticky and insistent. The house on Oak Street a pressure cooker as Harlan grilled chicken on the back porch, the sizzle masking the silence inside. Alex had come home sullen. Homework spread like battle plans across the kitchen table, but dinner called truce. They ate under the bug zapper's blue hum, forks scraping plates in rhythm. Good day, Harlan probed, casual as he could muster. Alex shrugged, spearing a carrot. Same old. Test was brutal. Connor aced it, of course, Mr. Perfect. The name dropped like a pebble in still water, ripples spreading. Harlan paused, fork midway. Connor Hayes? From baseball. Neutral tone, but his pulse betrayed him. Alex's eyes flicked up, wary. Yeah. Friend. What? Harlan set his plate down, the moment teetering. Honesty or deflection? The doc photo flashed. Jordan's broken form. Just heard about a kid downtown. Rough stuff. Makes a dad worry. Alex's fork stilled, color draining. Like that guy on the news? The one they said was, a swallow. It's scary, Dad. Like, one wrong look and boom. Harlan reached across, squeezing Alex's forearm. Solid, young, unbreakable. Not on my watch. You tell me if anyone's giving you grief. School, friends, Connor included. Alex jerked back, chair scraping. What do you know about Connor? Defensiveness flared, hot and sudden. Harlan backpedaled, hands up. Nothing. Just looking out. That's my job. The truce shattered. Alex shoved his plate away, standing. Your job? Or your excuse to play cop in my life? I saw you today, tailing me like some perp. If you're so worried, maybe start with yourself. Why do you stare at that old photo in your wallet? The guy from college. The one you hide like it's poison. The words landed like the bat Alex had feared, Harlan's face ashen. The wallet burned in his pocket. Tommy's faded snapshot a talisman of what-ifs. That's not, he started, but Alex was already storming inside, doors slamming echo of Ellen's exit. Harlan sat frozen, cicadas chorusing judgment. The chicken cooled, congealing. How had Alex known? Stolen glances, perhaps, or the way Harlan's voice softened recounting Emory days. Secrets bred secrets, a vicious cycle. He cleared the table mechanically, washing dishes under water that scalded, mind-churning scenarios. Tell Alex everything, risk the badge's scorn, or bury deeper, watch his son wither. The radio on the counter crackled. Another call, fainter, disturbance at the high school field. Teens fighting. Harlan's gut clenched. Connor? He grabbed keys, badge, the weight of unfinished dinners. The field was a 10-minute drive, floodlights casting long shadows over the diamond where home runs once meant glory. A crowd milled. Kids in hoodies, teachers herding like reluctant sheep. Deputy Martinez waved him over. Harlan, your kid's in the mix. Shoving match with Hayes Jr. over some girl, they say, but it got heated. Not a girl. Harlan pushed through, spotting Alex first. Hair disheveled, lips split, fists clenched at sides. Connor faced him, jacket torn, eyes wild. You think you can just out me like that? Connor hissed, low enough for only Alex to hear. But Harlan caught it, the air electric. Alex shot back, voice breaking. You were the one yelling in the bleachers. Afraid your daddy's campaign would tank. Harlan stepped in, badge flashing. Enough. Both of you. Hands where I can see him. The crowd hushed, whispers rippling. Brooks' kid? With the mayor's boy? Alex's face crumpled. Shame, fury, a plea. Connor bolted, vanishing into the bleachers' gloom, leaving Harlan to cuff the moment's debris. Dad, it wasn't. Alex started, but Harlan cut him off, steering him to the cruiser. Home. Now. We'll sort this. The drive was silence incarnate, Savannah's gas lamps flickering past like dying stars. At Oak Street, Alex bolted for his room, door locking with finality. Harlan paced the living room, the bat now banished to the garage, but its ghost lingered. He pulled the wallet, thumbing Tommy's photo, smiling, carefree, everything Harlan wasn't. A decision crystallized, no more hiding. He texted Ruiz, taking personal day tomorrow. Family stuff. Then, knocking soft on Alex's door, son, we talk. For real. About everything. The lock clicked, Alex's face pale in the hall light. Everything. Harlan nodded, stepping in. Posters of indie bands and civil rights icons wallpapered the room. MLK, beside a subtle pride pin on the corkboard. Alex sank onto the bed, Harlan taking the desk chair, awkward as a suspect interview. Start with you, Harlan said. The call. The fear. I need to understand. Alex's story unspooled like a frayed rope. First crush on a summer camp counselor at 12, confusion twisting into shame under schoolyard taunts, confiding in Jamie, who bailed with slurs. Then Connor, electric and forbidden, stolen kisses behind the gym that ended in tonight's blow-up. I thought he got it, Alex whispered. But he's scared too. Of you cops, of everyone. And you. I hear you on calls. Dad, domestic disturbance, possible queer bashing. Like it's just another report. Harlan winced, the badge's blinders stark. It's not. Not anymore. He drew a breath, wallet heavy. My turn. College, Emory. Tommy. We were. Us. Intense, real. But the academy loomed, and small-town expectations. I chose the badge over him. Over me. Been running from it since. Ellen knew, suspected. That's why she left. Not the hours, the half-life I lived. The confession hung, air thick. Alex's eyes widened. Not horror, but recognition. So you're gay, Harlan said, the word foreign yet freeing on his tongue. Or bi, labels be damned. Point is, I get the hiding, the fear, but no more, Alex. Not in this house. Tears tracked Alex's cheeks, relief breaking like dawn. He lunged forward, hugging Harlan fierce, the first real embrace since childhood. Why didn't you say? All this time. Harlan held tight, rocking slightly. Cowardice. But you're my brave. We'll face it. Connor, the precinct, the world. Together. Outside, thunder grumbled, first drops pattering the roof. Storm coming, but inside, fractures mended, tentative as new skin. Harlan pulled back, smiling wry. Now, about that fight, assault charges? Or we call it brotherly roughhousing. Alex laughed, wet and real. Deal. But Connor, he needs help too. Harlan nodded. Tomorrow. We start there. Sleep came fitful that night, dreams weaving Tommy's laugh with Alex's whisper, the river's pull with the bat's shadow. Morning brought coffee and a plan. Harlan called the Hayes residence, voice level over Mayor Hayes' bluster. Your boys mixed up in something bigger than baseball, sir. Family talk, off record. Reluctant agreement. A meet at neutral ground. The square's coffee shop, neutral as Savannah's magnolias. But twists waited. As Harlan and Alex arrived, Connor slouched at a corner table, eyes red-rimmed. But not alone. Beside him, pale and bandaged, sat Jordan Hale. Not dead. The news botched. A beating survived in ICU, now discharged fragile. He saw. Connor stammered as they joined, chairs scraping. Last night, after the show, me and Jordan, we go way back, summer league. I panicked, shoved him into those guys yelling slurs. Thought it'd cover us. Jordan nodded weakly, voice a rasp, called Connor out. He freaked. But I get it, closet's a cage. Alex's hand found Connor's under the table, a silent anchor. Harlan's cop brain word. Witness, accomplice, redemption arc? But heart overruled. These boys, echoes of his youth, deserved grace. No charges, he said. But truth, to your folks. I'll back you, badges and all. Mayor Hayes arrived then, suit crisp, face thunderous, but Jordan's story, and Harlan's quiet, I've been there, sir, cracked the facade. Whispers turned to plans, support groups, ally training at the precinct. Days blurred into fragile hope. Alex bloomed. Out at school, arm linked with Connor's in hallways, the principal's office a battlefield won with Harlan's testimony. Whispers lingered, slurs scrawled on lockers, but fists unclenched, friends emerged from shadows. Jamie's apology text, tearful meetup under oaks. Harlan came out too, piecemeal. Locker room awkwardness dissolving into backslaps. Ruiz is gruff. Knew it. Brooks, welcome back. Tommy's number, unearthed from old emails. A coffee invite that stirred embers long cold. Yet climax brewed in shadows. A month in, River Street pulsed with autumn fest. Lanterns swaying, fiddles wailing, when shouts erupted near the docks. Harlan, off-duty with Alex and Connor, pushed through. A brawl, bottles shattering, slurs flying at a cluster of Pride volunteers tabling petitions. At center, Jordan, cornered again, fists raised. The attackers, 3 locals, faces twisted in beer-fueled rage, swung pipes, the same glint as Jordan's scars. Time slowed. Harlan barked orders, badge out, but one lunged, pipe arcing toward Alex, who'd charged to shield Jordan. Instinct flared. Harlan tackled, shoulder exploding in pain as metal grazed bone. Chaos reigned, sirens wailing, deputies swarming, fists and pleas tangling. Alex dragged Harlan back, blood warm on his hands. Dad, stay with me. Connor hauled Jordan clear, their bond forged in fire. The aftermath. Hospital lights harsh, stitches pulling as Harlan gripped Alex's hand. Worth it, he murmured, morphine blurring edges. Alex leaned close, voice fierce. You saved us. All of us. Outside, Savannah stirred, news vans, headlines shifting from hate spree to cop dad stands with LGBTQ youth. Mayor Hayes, humbled, pushed ordinances. Ruiz pinned another commendation, this one for heart. Winter crept, Oaks bare but resilient. Christmas lights twinkled on Oak Street, the house alive with laughter. Tommy at the table, graying but grinning, stories of Emory days met with Alex's wide eyes. Connor's family thawed, dinners shared. Jordan mentored at the youth center, Harlan volunteered for. Misunderstandings mended, prejudices chipped away, love, familial, romantic, fraternal, rooted deep. One night, snow rare and magic dusting the porch, Alex and Harlan sat swinging, stars pricking the chill. That call, Alex said softly, saved us both. Harlan nodded, arm around shoulders broad now. Whispers to roars, kid. That's our story. And in the quiet, no fear lingered, only the steady beat of hearts, unbroken. Harlan's shoulder throbbed under the fresh sling, a badge of honor that itched more than it hurt. But the real ache settled deeper, in the quiet hours when Savannah's river whispered regrets. Discharge papers crinkled in his pocket as he navigated the hospital corridor, Alex at his side, Connor trailing with Jordan propped on his arm like a fragile trophy. The fight's echoes lingered, bruises fading slower than memories, but victory hummed low, a current binding them. Pizza, Alex suggested, voice light for the first time in weeks, eyes dancing with that teenage invincibility Harlan both envied and dreaded. Celebrate not dying heroically. Harlan chuckled, wincing as it tugged stitches. Only if Tommy's buying. Man's got stories that pair well with extra cheese. The name dropped easy now, no sting, just the warmth of reconnection, a lunch turned dinner, then weekends trading case files for college tales, Tommy's hand brushing Harlan's over coffee mugs without apology. Alex grinned, punching Harlan's good arm gently. Deal. But Connor's dad's footing the bill, mayoral perk. Connor flushed, but Jordan's laugh rasped approval, the sound of defiance against the tubes they'd yanked hours ago. Outside, the December air nipped crisp, magnolias skeletal against a sky bruised purple. The cruiser waited, engine purring like a contented cat, and as they piled in, Alex shotgun, the boys in back. Harlan felt the weight lift, fractional but real. Oak Street welcomed them with strung lights, neighbors peeking curtains with thumbs-up waves. Word spread fast in Savannah, from hate's shadow to hero's glow. Inside, the house smelled of pine from the tree they'd wrestled up yesterday, ornaments clinking as Alex flicked on the stereo, indie folk crooning about lost boys finding home. Dinner devolved into chaos, pizza boxes splayed on the coffee table, debates raging over toppings versus toppings wars, Jordan sketching protest posters on napkins with a Sharpie he'd smuggled. This one's you, detective, he teased, inking Harlan's face with exaggerated jawline and cape. Laughter bubbled, easy, erasing the doc's snarls. But as boxes emptied, Connor grew quiet, picking at crust, gaze fixed on the bat, relocated to a corner, painted now with rainbows by Alex's handiwork. About that night, he murmured, voice low. The bleachers. I didn't mean to out you, Alex. Or push Jordan. I just panicked. Alex's hand found his under the table, squeeze firm. Water under the bridge, haze. Or pipes, apparently. Gallows humor, but it landed soft. Harlan watched, heart swelling. These kids, his kid, navigating thorns with grace he'd fumbled at their age. Panics pass, he added, meeting Connor's eyes. What matters is the stand you take after. Like calling your dad. Brave move. Connor nodded, throat working. He's trying. Mom too. Therapy sessions, the works. Said if the mayor can march in pride, so can we. A tentative smile. Jordan leaned in, whispering something that coaxed a blush, the pair's history unfolding in glances. Old flames rekindled in hospital vigils. Harlan rose then, slinging a dish towel like a cape. Enough heavy. Dishes, then tree topper. Tradition demands it. The ritual grounded them. Suds splashing, barbs traded over soap bubbles, then clustering around the tree, Harlan hoisting Alex to crown the star. Taller now, but the hug lingered, boy to man. Lights twinkled, casting golden halos, and as the boys crashed on the couch for a movie marathon, Harlan slipped to the porch, phone in hand. Ruiz's text glowed, paperwork tomorrow. And congrats, you're the precinct's rainbow warrior now. Harlan typed back, about time. Beers Friday. Bring the skeptics. Tommy's call interrupted, voice warm through static. Heard you played night. Armoquette. Harlan leaned on the rail, river distant murmur. Sore but standing. You should come. Trees crooked, needs your eye. A pause, loaded. I'd like that. Been thinking. About us. Not college us, now us. Harlan's breath fogged glass, heart tripping. Yeah, me too. Inside, laughter swelled. Alex mimicking Harlan's tackle, exaggerated grunts drawing howls. Normalcy, hard won. But dawn brought ripples. A knock at 7 sharp. Mayor Hayes on the stoop. Ty askew. Offering not bluster but coffee and contrition. Connor told me everything. The hiding, the fear. I failed him. You. Harlan waved him in, pouring mugs as Alex stirred groggy. Talk flowed halting. Hayes admitting his own whispers of doubt. A brother lost to AIDS in the 80s, buried under political armor. Won't let that cage my boy, he vowed. Alliance forged over bitter brew. School resumed. Alex's stride bolder. Rainbow pin glinting on backpack. Hallway high fives from unlikely allies. But undercurrents stirred. Graffiti on the gym wall. Ferry patrol. Scrubbed by noon but stinging. Harlan fielded the call, badge heavy, promising investigations that unearthed nothing but teenage bravado. It's progress, Alex said that night, sketching in his journal. Portraits of them all, intertwined. Scars fade. Harlan's return to duty marked milestones. Desk piled with ally training packets. Ruiz's gruff endorsement at roll call. Brooks here reminds us, badges protect all. Whispers shifted to nods, though sidelong glances lingered. Off shift, Tommy integrated seamless. Dinners where stories bridged decades. His hand steady on Harlan's knee under tablecloths. Alex's approving wink across salads. Winter deepened, holidays cresting. Christmas Eve, the house brimmed. Hayes clan for ham, Jordan's mom with pies. Even Ruby from the club, sequins clashing with tinsel. Toasts rang, to survivors, to secrets spilled, to love uncloseted. Alex pulled Harlan aside amid carols, gift in hand. A new wallet, leather soft, Tommy's photo space cleared for fresh prints. For the now, Alex said. Harlan hugged him, throat tight. Best gift, kid. But twists lingered in joy's wake. New Year's, fireworks blooming over the river. Connor's text buzzed frantic. Party at the docks, trouble. Jordan's here. Harlan's gut clenched, slinging coat over pajamas, Alex rousing bleary. Not again. The drive blurred, lights streaking, arriving to chaos. Bonfires crackling, teens scattering, but center, a scuffle, Jordan pinned by shadows, slurs slicing night. Deja vu propelled Harlan, Alex at flank, bursting through. Police. But the attackers scattered, one lingering. Face familiar, a deputy from Harlan's shift, eyes wild with liquor and loathing. You. Harlan growled, cuffing swift. Badge or not, you're done. Alex hauled Jordan up, Connor emerging from flames, apologetic grin. Tried to stop it. Failed. But Jordan clapped his back. You yelled first. Hero enough. Back home, adrenaline crashed into cocoa mugs, stories swapped till dawn. The deputy faced review, Harlan's testimony unflinching. Colleague turned cautionary. Spring budded tentative. Oaks greening. Alex's art show at school drawing crowds. Portraits of fractured families mending. Harlan's face prominent, eyes soft with pride. Yet depth plumbed in quiet. Therapy sessions. Harlan unpacking Tommy's ghost. Alex navigating Connor's insecurities. Fights flaring over jealousy. Mended with midnight drives and truths. Love's not easy, Harlan advised one rain-lashed night. Porch swing creaking. But worth the storm. Alex nodded, head on shoulder. Like us. Summer scorched in, Pride Month electric. Harlan marched, badge pinned to sash. Alex and Connor arm in arm ahead, Jordan chanting beside Ruby's float. Mayor Hayes waved from stage, ordinance passed. Hate crimes escalated, protections etched law. The dock's shadow receded, replaced by block parties where slurs yielded to cheers. One July Eve, river breeze cooling, Harlan proposed to Tommy under oaks. Ring simple, nod profound. Alex hooped, Connor toasting with sodas. Full circle, Harlan murmured, Tommy's kiss sealing. Alex's whisper from that fated call echoed faint. A hook turned anchor. Fear to family, secrets to strength. Life wove on. Threads tangled but tenacious. Misunderstandings revisited in letters to Ellen, who returned tentative, hugs awkward but healing. Prejudices cracked citywide. Harlan's precinct to beacon, youth center thriving under Jordan's lead. Twists came gentle now. Alex's college acceptance, Emory calling like fate. Connor's scholarship, baseball bat repurposed for pride parades. In autumn's gold, Harlan reflected on the mantle photo. All of them, arms linked, smiles unshadowed. The whisper that started it all. A roar now, echoing love's triumph over silence. Fall leaves skittered across Oak Street like confetti from a half-remembered parade. The air crisp with promise as Harlan eased the cruiser into the drive. Tommy's laughter still ringing from their latest double-date fiasco. Bowling, where Alex's gutter balls outshone Connor's strikes, turning competition to camaraderie. The house glowed welcoming. Porch light a beacon against encroaching dusk, but inside, tension hummed subtle. Alex's room door ajar, journal splayed, pages whispering doubts Harlan pretended not to hear. College loomed, Emory's acceptance letter framed on the fridge like a gauntlet, and with it, the pull of independence clashing against the glue of home. Harlan paused in the kitchen, pouring scotch neat. Medicinal, he told himself, shoulder-twinging reminder. When Alex wandered in, hoodie zipped to chin, eyes shadowed. Can't sleep? Harlan ventured, sliding a glass of milk across, paternal ritual unbroken. Alex perched on a stool, fingers tracing grain in the wood. Thinking. About leaving. Connor's staying local, community college, baseball scout sniffing. What if? Distance breaks us. Vulnerability cracked the teen armor, raw as the night of the call. Harlan leaned elbows on counter, meeting gaze steady. Distance tests, doesn't break. Remember Tommy and me? Years apart, lives diverged, but here we are. A half smile. Besides, weekends. Trains run both ways. Alex nodded, but doubt lingered, coaxed out in halting confession. Connor's recent silences, texts unanswered after practices, whispers of team hazing, fag check. They called it. Locker room rituals Harlan knew too well from academy days. He's pulling away. Scared again. The word scared twisted Harlan's gut, echo of whispers past. Talk to him. Tomorrow, neutral ground, like we did. Alex's laugh bitter-edged. You mean intervention 2.0? Worked last time. But resolve flickered, journal snapped shut. Harlan clapped shoulder gentle. Brave's your middle name, kid. Earned it. Morning broke gold. Harlan's shift starting with Ruiz's coffee and caseload. A string of vandalism, pride flags torched in suburbs, hate's embers refusing douse. Copycats, Ruiz grumbled, pinning maps. Your speech at the center lit fires, good and bad. Harlan nodded, resolve stealing. Patrol took him to the high school, where Alex waited curbside, backpack slung, Connor's truck idling awkward. Harlan idled too. Observation subtle, until words escalated. Gestures sharp, voices carrying. You think Emory makes you better? Leaving me here with these assholes. Alex's retort cut. No, staying makes you the coward. Doors slammed, truck peeling gravel. Alex storming to the cruiser, face flushed. Drive, he muttered, buckling in. Harlan obliged. Silence thick till Johnson Square's fountain burbled peace. Want to talk? No interrogation, just dad voice soft. Alex exhaled, unraveling. Connor's coach cornering him post-game. Rumors about that Brooks kid. Threats to bench if association stuck. He's choosing team over us. Again. Harlan's jaw clenched. Coach was old guard, a relic from his patrol days. Slurs slipped casual as coffee. I'll handle the coach. Unofficial. Alex's eyes flashed warning. No badges, Dad. It'll blow back on him. Compromise struck. Alex confronts Connor. Harlan shadows discreet. Evening found them at the river walk. Benches under willows, sunset painting water copper. Harlan watched from afar, badge undercover in civvies. Tommy texting support. Let the kids lead. We're back up. Connor arrived tardy. Cap low, slumping beside Alex with mumbled sorry. Words tumbled. Fear of scouts balking. Dad's pressure for clean image. The hazing's barbs hooking deep. I love you, Connor admitted, voice cracking. But this town's poison. Can't breathe. Alex's hand covered his. Steady. Then we detox together. Or I go alone. Choice hung. Tears salting dusk. Until Connor nodded. Pulled toward Alex winning. Hug sealed it. Silhouettes merging as Harlan slipped away. Heart light. But undercurrents surged. Week later, precinct buzzed. Coach reported missing post-practice. Truck abandoned at the field. Harlan's details shifted. Badge heavy. Search teams combing marshes. Divers prepping river. Alex's worry mirrored. Connor's wrecked. Thinks it's karma. Harlan pulled strings. Interviews gentle. Teammates tight-lipped. But one kid cracked. Coach's rants about soft players. Slurs aimed at Connor's friend. Suspicion coiled. Accident or pushed. Night felt anxious. Harlan home late. Finding Alex and Connor on the porch. Heads bent over maps. Hypothesizing. Alex explained. Markers circling boggy spots. Harlan joined. Dad mode blending cop. Logic says he wandered. Phone dead. But let's check alibis. Trio became detectives. Pouring witness statements Harlan borrowed. Patterns emerging. Coach's bar tabs. Debts to shady bookies. Twist unraveled at dawn. Coach holed in a motel. Hiding from lenders. Not hate. Relief washed. But lessons stuck. Fears fester unseen. Resolution came soft. Harlan's off-record chat with Coach. Words blunt. Shape up or ship out. Kids like my son deserve better. Resignation followed. New hire ally trained. Connor bloomed. Scouts unfazed. Alex's departure bittersweet but braced. Thanksgiving gathered them. Table groaning. Tommy's pie lopsided triumph. Gratitude toasts weaving past pains into future threads. Winter's chill nipped heels as Emory orientation loomed. Alex packing boxes with Harlan's reluctant help. Each shirt folded a farewell pang. Proud doesn't cover it, Harlan said, taping the last. Alex hugged fierce. Love you, Dad. For the whisper, the roar. Train station goodbye wrenched. Connor's kiss lingering. Tommy's arm anchor for Harlan. But waves faded to promise. Calls nightly bridging miles. Spring semester tested. Alex's text frantic. Roommate slurs. Homesick hollows. Harlan driving up unannounced. Badge negotiating mediations. Heart-mending riffs. Connor visited. Bonds straining, then strengthening. Summer internship at the center forging purpose. Pride that year swelled record. Harlan on float with Tommy. Alex emceeing. Jordan's murals backdrop. Mayor's speech echoed change. Ordinance's teeth bared. Yet depth called in lulls. Harlan's therapy unearthed more. Ellen's return stirring old guilts. A mediated lunch where apologies flowed. Co-parenting tentative. He's thriving because of you, she said. Eyes soft. Harlan nodded. Tommy's hand grounding. Summer's heat-baked revelations. Alex interning beside Connor. Projects blending art and advocacy. Exhibit drawing crowds. Portraits of survivors. Harlan's among them. Titled Echoes. Opening night. Tears and toasts. A proposal whispered. Connor kneeling amid flashes. Ring glinting. Miles can't break this. Alex's yes echoed the call's plea. Turned vow. Fall returned. Leaves dancing as wedding plans bloomed small. Courthouse simple. River reception. Harlan walked Alex. Tommy beside. Words choked. From whisper to forever. Vows sealed under oaks. Loves are complete. Prejudices mere footnotes. Life cycled. Grandchildren someday. But that night, stars wheeled witness to a family's unbreaking circle. Tension transmuted. Emotions etched eternal. Emory's campus sprawled autumnal splendor. Red maples framing Alex's dorm window like nature's frame. But inside, boxes unpacked left echoes of Oak Street. Harlan's old badge pin clipped to the corkboard, a talisman against freshman flux. Lectures on civil rights fired synapses, but nights brought doubts. Connor's voice tinny over FaceTime. Miss you. Team's brutal. Coach 2.0, all rah-rah, but eyes judging. Alex's laugh masked ache. Hang tight. Holiday break. We'll plot escape. Yet screens couldn't bridge the chasm. Touches ghosted in pixels. Back in Savannah, Harlan patrolled with renewed vigor. The precinct's ally initiative his brainchild. Workshops where deputies role-played interventions. Awkward laughs yielding empathy. Tommy integrated domestic. Mornings coffee brewed with kisses. Evenings walks where hands laced unashamed. But Harlan's mind wandered north. Text from Alex sparse. Prof's a dick. Hiding posters. Followed by Meta Group, Queer Alliance. Feels right. Pride swelled, tempered by memory's whisper. Thanksgiving loomed salvation, train whistle heralding arrival. Harlan and Tommy met at the station, hugs crushing, Connor's truck honking impatient. Drive home bantered, but undercurrents simmered. Alex's glance lingering on a campus photo tucked in wallet, a new face. Lean, dark-haired, debate club spark. Friend. Alex shrugged at Harlan's raised brow. Eli. Sharp. Challenges me. Connor's jaw tightened fractional, but smile held. Feast at Oak Street brimmed. Ellen's tentative edition, her pie contribution peace offering. Hayes clan rowdy with toasts. Table talk veered personal. Jordan's gallery show, Ruby's club expansion, but Connor's toast faltered. To distances. And doubts. Eyes on Alex, plea veiled. Later, porch swing creaked under starlight. Harlan eavesdropping subtle. Connor's voice low. That Eli? Text late? You're glowing different. Alex's sigh heavy. Just friends. But yeah, college stretches us. You, me, it's work now. Harlan intervened soft, coffee mug steaming. Works loves tax. Pay it honest. Wisdom landed, but seed sown. Night deepened, guest rooms filled, but Harlan lay wakeful. Tommy's breath steady beside, mind on fractures mending slow. Break shortened, return wrenching. Alex's wave from platform. Connor's grip on Harlan's shoulder white-knuckled. Patrols post-holiday dragged, vandalism spiking, a center window smashed, go home scrawled in red. Harlan's team canvassed, leads thin, but anonymous tip-pointed finger. Ex-deputy's kin, grudge nursed. Arrest swift, but ripple chilled. Hates Hydra, heads regrowing. January thawed tentative. Alex's calls brighter. Eli's helping with thesis. LGBTQ history in the South. Eye-opening. Harlan chuckled. Sounds like trouble. Good kind. But Connor's updates dimmed. Scouts backed off. Image issue. Pressure cooker. Harlan sensed. Driving up unbidden for a weekend stakeout. Dad's version. Burgers and pep talks. Found Connor at the field. Bat swinging furious into nets. Frustration arcing. Sit. Harlan commanded gentle. Bench sagging under them. Words unspooled. Fears of losing Alex to fancy college boys. Team's whispers eroding confidence. I'm not enough, Connor admitted, bat limp. Harlan's hand clapped back. Enough, Smith. You're you, brave, loyal. Fight for sight, not shadows. Call to action. Surprise visit to Emory. Tickets Harlan found. Road trip forged. Connor's truck rumbling north. Banter masking nerves. Campus arrival stunned. Alex mid-debate. Eli at side. Arguments flying passionate. Post-class. Quad picnic awkward then easing. Eli's wit disarming. Stories swapping like cards. Savannah sounds fierce. Eli said. Eyes on Connor appraising. Heard about the doc thing. Legends. Connor flushed, but spine straightened. Hand finding Alex's bold. Evening deepened revelations. Dorm hangout turning confessional. Eli sharing his own closet scars. Disowned at 16. Couch surfing to scholarship. Distance taught me. Love's choice. Daily. Connor nodded. Vulnerability cracking. I'm choosing. Every hit. Kiss later. Under street lamps. Alex's relief palpable. Harlan watched from afar with Tommy. Visiting pretext. Heart full. Kids'll be all right. Tommy murmured. Arm looping waist. Return south healed. Connor's swing sharper. Scouts circling anew. But twist coiled. Valentine's. Alex's package arrived. Letters bound. Harlan's old case notes on hate crimes. Annotated with Eli's insights. For your next workshop, note read. Inspiration struck. Harlan pitching series. From whisper to witness. Survivor stories center stage. Ruiz greenlit. Community poured in. Jordan emceeing. Ruby performing. Spring bloomed chaotic. Alex's spring break flooded Oak Street. Eli in tow. Dark hair tousled. Accent faint Boston. Fitting seamless into barbecues. Connor's initial wariness thawed over volleyball. Spikes and spikes of beer forging bromance. But undercurrents bubbled. Late-night talks where Eli's hand brushed Alex's casual. Connor's laugh forced. Harlan clocked it, pulling Alex aside post-grill. Green-eyed monster? Alex sighed, flipping burgers absent. He's trying. But Eli's. Easy. No town's wait. Advice echoed. Honesty's antidote. Confrontation came gentle. Riverside walk. Connor's fears voiced. Alex's reassurances laced with boundaries. Eli's friend. You're home. Vow renewed. Rings exchanged mock under moonlight. Future sketch tentative. Pride crescendoed triumph. Floats rainbowed. Harlan's speech raw. From a 9/11 whisper to this roar, love wins. Alex and Connor danced forefront, Eli cheering flank. Jordan's art projected giant. Mayor's parade swelled record. Ordinances lauded national. Yet climax brewed subtle. Summer internship clash. Alex and Eli paired on project. Connor sidelined by injury. Hamstring pull turning mood foul. Texts frayed. Visits tense. Harlan mediating via calls. Space breathes. Doesn't break. Breaking point hit July 4th. Fireworks over river, but argument erupted dockside. Echoes of old fears. You're slipping away. Connor yelled. Eli unwitting wedge. Harlan arrived siren silent, pulling them apart. Words firm. Enough. Love's not possession. Mediation marathon followed. Center conference room neutral. Tears, truths. Eli stepping back graceful. I'm catalyst, not competitor. Resolution dawned. Boundaries redrawn. Connor's therapy resuming. Alex's guilt assuaged. Fall welcomed balance. Wedding plans accelerating. Small, intimate. Oaks officiating. Rehearsal dinner brimmed. Ellen toasting growth. Tommy's ring glinting match to Harlan's. Ceremony day dawned perfect. Harlan's walk down aisle with Alex tear-blurred. Vows echoing whispers past. Reception river-lapped. Dances blending generations. Eli Bestman's speech woody bomb. Honeymoon south. Alex and Connor vanished to beaches. Returning sun-kissed. Bonds burnished. Harlan and Tommy honeymoon domestic. Cruises postponed for patrol duties, but nights wrapped content. Years layered. Grandchildren toddling Oak Street. Stories of the call legendized. Prejudices faded citywide. Harlan's retirement speech capstone. Whispers built this family. Yours next. Legacy whispered on. Retirement loomed like a gentle horizon. Harlan's badge heavier with each shift. The precinct's halls echoing farewells premature but fond. Ruiz's roast packed the break room. Jabs at Rainbow Brooks, landing affectionate amid cake crumbs. Tommy's hand squeezed his under the table, anchor steady, while Alex, home from grad school, beard shadowing jaw, clinked glasses with Connor, their toddler Mia gurgling applause from high chair. To Dad, Alex toasted, eyes crinkling. From panic button to peacekeeper. Laughter swelled, but Harlan's chest tightened fractional. Transitions terror, purpose unmoored. Post-party, drive home meandered squares, leaves swirling confetti. Oak Street unchanged, yet transformed. Porch swing reinforced for grandkid swings. Rainbow flag weathered but proud. Inside, Mia's bedtime ritual grounded. Story of the whisper hero. Alex's embellished tale where Grandpa tackled dragons with hugs. Harlan tucked her in, kiss soft on curls, emerging to find Tommy waiting, arms open. Ready for us time? Voice low, promise laced. Harlan nodded, pulling close, kisses deepening, world's weight lifting in familiar hold. Mornings post-retirement blurred lazy. Coffee on porch, Tommy's sketches of river scenes, Harlan's volunteer shifts at the center mentoring youth, echoes of Alex's early fears in wide eyes. Called 911 once. One kid confided, voice small. Dad answered, didn't know it was home. Harlan's story mirrored, advice woven. Turn whisper to words. Saves more than you know. Impact rippled, testimonials stacking like commendations. But undercurrents stirred familial. Alex's tenure track offer at Emory. Connor's coaching gig clashing schedules. Mia's custody dances with Ellen's visits. Dinner one crisp November Eve cracked tensions. Plates clattering as Alex vented. Tenure means roots here, but Connor's pushing relocation. Better league upstate. Connor countered heated. For us, for Mia, bigger world. Harlan mediated calm. Tommy's foot nudge under table cue. World's wide, but home's choice. Talk dreams, not dictates. Resolution brewed slow. Weekend retreat to Tybee Beach. sands sifting doubts, waves washing words. Eli joined, now Professor Peer, single and sage, facilitating circles where fears voiced, Connor's dread of irrelevance, Alex's guilt over ambition. Balance bends, doesn't break. Eli posited, bonfire crackling wisdom. Vows refreshed, relocation tabled, tenure accepted with hybrid commutes. Winter holidays amplified joys. Mia's first snowman, lopsided under oaks. Ellen's reconciliation deepening. Shared custody seamless. Her partner's pride pin matching. Hayes clan gathered. Mayor emeritus now. Anecdotes of ordinance's birth from that dock night. Jordan's partner, a sculptor, unveiled busts. Harlan's likeness riverfront. Plaque reading, guardian of whispers. Spring unearthed twists. Anonymous letters to the center, threats veiled. Old ways die hard. Harlan's instincts flared. Badge itch returning. Partnering with Ruiz's successor for stakeout. Nights vigilant. Tommy's worry lines etching. But Alex's hackles rose. Not again. We're stronger. Collective watch wove tight. Connor coaching self-defense clinics. Eli's research profiling perpetrators. Climax crested May Day, festival vibrant. Maypole ribbons rainbowed, but shadows lurked alleyways. Shout pierced music, scuffle near booths, youth cornered by hooded figures, slurs slicing. Harlan charged, age no barrier, tackling lead assailant. Flash of ex-deputy's brother, grudge generational. Backup swarmed, Alex shielding the kid, Connor cuffing auxiliary, Mia safe with Tommy ringside. Aftermath buzzed arrests, headlines heroic, retired cop foils hate plot. But deeper healing, letters traced to fringe group, dialogues brokered, Harlan testifying at hearings, voice steady. Hate whispers, love roars. Reforms rippled, center fortified, youth empowered. Summer solstice marked milestones. Alex's promotion celebrated lakeside, Mia's kindergarten send-off tearful. Harlan and Tommy road-tripped Emory, guest lecturing on family fortitudes, students rapped, Eli's grin-proud flank. Evenings found them swing-sitting, grandkid on knee, stories cycling. The call, the bat, the bonds. Fall's harvest moon witnessed expansion, center annex groundbreaking, Harlan's name etched stone. Thanksgiving tableau fuller, new faces, Ellen's toast to second chances. But quiet moments plumbed. Harlan's journal, Paige's confessional, Tommy reading shoulder to shoulder, tears salting ink. Your whisper started it all, Tommy murmured. Harlan kissed temple. Ours did. Winter wrapped gentle, holidays hearthwarm. Mia's elf antics, Connor's carols off-key. New Year's dawn, river fireworks. Alex pulled Harlan aside. Book deal. Our story. Anonymized, but true. Harlan's nod proud. Roar it out. Legacy layered. Whispers eternal. Love's narrative unending. Decades distilled to vignettes. Oak Street's porch a time capsule. Swing chains rusted affectionate. Rainbow flag faded to pink whisper, but Harlan's eyes sharp as ever, tracing Mia's daughters chasing fireflies while Alex grilled, gray threading temples. Retirement's rhythm suited. Mornings yoga with Tommy, joints protesting but spirits spry. Afternoon center check-ins where today's whispers echoed yesterday's. Grandpa, little Lila tugged sleeve one dusk, tell the phone story again. Harlan obliged, embellishing minimal. The call, the dash, the hug that healed. Tommy interjecting rye. And the kiss that sealed it. Alex's book launch anchored autumn. Savannah's bookstore packed. Signing snaking block. Faces familiar. Jordan's lined with laugh lines. Eli's tenure plaque pin lapel. Connor coaching whistle dangling. Readings raw. Prologue the whisper. Chapters conflicts climbed. Epilogue love's quiet roar. Q&A delved deep. Panel with survivors. Harlan fielding. Fear's first language. Courage translates. Sales soared. Royalties funding scholarships. Ripples widening. But age's undercurrents tugged. Tommy's cough persistent. Doctor's visits veiled. Harlan's shoulder arthritis flaring phantom pains from that pipe graze. We're fighters. Tommy quipped post-scan. Results benign but cautionary. Alex clocked shadows, organizing family checkups. Connor's knee scopes. Ellen's heart monitor. Unity unfractured. Winter's grip loosened to spring scandals. Center vandalized anew. Murals slashed. But response swift. Community canvas, arrests of copycat kids, dialogues in juvie circles Harlan led. Hates learned. He told one tearful teen, unlearn with us. Transformations trickled. One mural restored collective, Lila's handprint rainbowed center. Summer's heat wave tested. Family reunion at Tybee, cottages rented string, waves lapping memories. Mia's teens bantered beaches, stories swapped campfires. Connor recounting the bleachers blow-up, Eli dissecting psychologies. But Midnight Walk, Harlan and Alex veered serious. Book sequel? Your era now. Alex demurred. Ours builds on yours. Hugs salt stung, futures fused. Fall elections stirred. Mayor's race. Hayes' protege running on legacy, platform pride forward. Harlan campaigned low-key, door-to-door with Tommy, badges swapped for buttons. Victory night, confetti fell like leaves, toasts echoing ordinances passed. From one call to citywide. Candidates saluted, Harlan's nod humble. Yet personal climaxes crested gentle. Tommy's proposal renewal, vow bash under oaks. Rings resized, guests generational. Mia officiating toddler solemn. Dances blurred eras. Lila's twirls with great-grandpa Harlan, breath shared. Love's longest story. Harvest yielded bounties. Alex's professorship endowed. Brooks' chair in social justice. Inaugural lecture packed. Harlan front row, tears unashamed. Connor's Hall of Fame induction. Bat enshrined beside Alex's first sketchbook. Ellen's memoir companion to Alex's, shelves sagging synergy. Winter solstice gathered hearthside. You'll log crackling confessions. Old fears revisited, new dreams voiced. Mia's coming out letter, by and bold, met cheers, Harlan's hug first. Welcome official, kiddo. Lila's questions probed. Why hide? Answers honest. Did once. Won't again. Spring's renewal bloomed graduations. Lila's cap toss. Echoes of Alex's train wave. Harlan's keynote. Wisdom distilled. Whispers forge warriors. Roar on. Applause thundered. Tommy's grip tight. Summer's lull gifted travels. Italy with Tommy. Canals mirroring Venice whispers. Gelato melting regrets. Postcards home. Love's language universal. Fall's palette painted returns. Center's anniversary gala. Harlan honored lifetime. Plaque beside Jordan's bust. Climax subtle, profound. Harlan's 90th. Surprise under oaks. Balloons bobbing. Faces spanning decades. Speeches wove tapestry. Alex's the call that called us home. Connor's bat to blessing. Mia's grandpa's roar. Cake cut. Dances dawned. Tommy's waltz slow circle. Best plot twist you. Legacy whispered final chapters. Memoirs archived. Scholarship seeded. Family tree branching boundless. Oak Street's light burned steady. Whispers to roars eternal. Love's unending narrative. Prejudice's defeat. As dusk draped, Harlan swung gentle. Stars pricking. Tommy's head on shoulder. Good story, he murmured. Harlan smiled. Kissed temple soft. Ours, forever.